DreAllDay.com.
Now tuned in to the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there even when the success you've expected to achieve is yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative, which is the go-getter energy that moves anyone out there, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And we put all this together in one bundle, one package, one mindset, one method, one philosophy, one book, one show, this masterclass right here that is called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is do the hard work. However, you're gonna sell the results. As you heard me correctly, you're gonna do the hard work. All the hard work that is required that you're supposed to be doing, you're gonna make sure you do it, but your job as a salesperson, we're gonna be talking about this in a couple days, is to sell the results. Now this topic dawned on me when I was listening to some rap music, as I tend to do not almost every day, but every day I listen to some rap music, and I was actually paying attention to the lyrics. I mean, you listen to certain music enough, you become numb to the lyrics, so you're not really listening to what they're saying. But I was listening to what some rappers were saying in some songs that I was listening to recently, and I realized something. I said, these rappers, these are people who obviously have created success for themselves, or at least what they see as success for themselves, but all they talk about is the end product of their success. They talk about how they have won and maybe how much the material possessions, maybe with money or cars, or how girls are interested in them, or how they can take care of their families. They're talking about the end product, all the trappings of the success that they have created. But one thing that I noticed is that they weren't really talking about the effort that went behind it. They're not really talking about the time that they had to put in and the work and all the energy that had to go into creating that success. Those 5 forms of investment: time, money, attention, energy, focus. Excuse me. They weren't really talking about those things. And I was wondering, why aren't they talking about that? They don't talk about the hard work and the hustle behind it. And I realized, as I thought about it a little bit more in my own career as a copywriter, salesperson, and a marketer, that nobody wants to hear about it. All right? Nobody cares about the hard work and the effort and the hardships that went into creating a success. People only want to know about what is the success that you got or that I'm going to get if I happen to follow your path in the end. Now, what I'm explaining to you here and what you're going to get in this masterclass here today is a paradoxical approach to how we handle ourselves versus what works best to serve other people. Let me say that one more time. Today, we're going to talk about a paradoxical approach between how we should ideally handle ourselves versus what is the best way to serve others in the way that we communicate. So the title of today's masterclass, which again is do the hard work but sell the results. It may sound like I'm promoting maybe a slight form of manipulation, but that's not what it is. You can take it that way if you wish, but that's not what it is. This is about working with human nature, and you're going to understand what I mean by that as we get into the class. That's today's topic again, which is do the hard work yourself, but when you're selling, don't sell people the hard work, sell them the results. Point number 1, everybody signs up for success. Nobody signs up for hard work. Shall I repeat that first point? Everybody signs up for success. If you put up a sign-up sheet, who wants to be successful? Everybody's going to put their name on that sheet. You ask a room full of people, raise your hand if you want to be successful. Everyone's going to raise their hand. Now, you say, who wants to do a whole lot of hard work? You put that on a sheet and say, anybody who wants to do a whole lot of hard work, put your name and email address and phone number and your social security number on this form. Nobody's getting up to fill out that form. You say, who in this room who has your hand up because you want to become successful, who wants to work really, really, really hard? Now, most people are probably going to keep their hands up because they look like idiots to say they want to be successful, but they don't want to work. But if you ask that question first, a whole bunch of people probably wouldn't raise their hands. Maybe they would say, well, you got to explain to me what I'm working hard on. There's all these qualifications, right? But when it comes to success, people don't even need to think about it. They don't have any other questions to ask. They say, oh, success? Yes, I'm signing up for that. Nobody signs up for hard work, ladies and gentlemen. Knowing this, remember it. You know as well as I know that hard work is part of the formula for success. We know that you're not going to become successful unless you work hard. I mean, I did a whole free masterclass that you can get at hardworkaintenough.com explaining that in addition to hard work, there's some other elements that need to go with it. But hard work is part of the foundation of becoming successful in life. And you probably already understand it. That has not changed. And as far as I can see, is not about to change. But in the copywriting world, this is something that I learned in learning more about copywriting and just examining my own copywriting skills and getting better at it and understanding more of the mentality behind copywriting, not just the technical skills, but the mentality behind it, is that in copywriting, and those of you who don't know what copywriting is, it is any type of persuasive writing that you see anywhere that is trying to get you to take a certain action. In other words, when you open up your email inbox and you see all those subject line headers, that is copywriting. Now, whether the person who wrote that subject line knew they were copywriting when they wrote the subject, or maybe they're just doing it by accident, they may be good at it and they may be bad at it, that is copy. All right, copy is any type of writing, words, that is designed to persuade you to take a certain action. Okay, so if you're listening to this show right now on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Overcast or Stitcher or whatever, at the end of point number 1, there's going to be this little funny little sound that plays, and then it's going to go into a pitch, letting you know that you can get the entire material of this episode and everyone that comes out in the future and everyone that has come out in the past over there at Work on Your Game University in the Game Group membership. Every word that I say during that pitch is copy. Even though it is not written word, it's spoken word, but all of it is designed to do what? I'm trying to persuade you to take a certain action. That is all copy. All right, if you go to, again, your emails, your inbox, all those subject lines are copy. When you are driving on the highway and you see a billboard, whatever words are on that billboard, that is copy. Their aim is to persuade you to do something or to think something. They're trying to persuade you in some way, shape, or form. When you go to anyone's website where something's being sold and there's that headline at the top, that is copy. If you go to a website and there's a video automatically starts playing and somebody's talking to you, that's copy. They're trying to tell you something and they're trying to get you to think a certain way, do a certain thing. In the copywriting world, you are taught, any of you who knows copy will understand this, you sell people on things being easy, them having to exert less effort, maybe being admired or envied by the audience, to save time, to save money, to gain, again, admiration, maybe make money, but make money with very little effort. Why do you sell people on these things? Because these are the things that drive human beings to action. If you want to drive a person to action, you need to know what actually drives people to action. You do not drive people to action by telling them that they need to work really hard. If you tell people that something's going to be really difficult and you'll probably fail, most people are not going to sign up for that. You may get a few who sign up, but most people will not. If you tell people this is going to be so easy, let me show you and tell you how easy it is. Let me give you some examples of 10 people who did it and it was so easy for them. It's going to be easy for you. A whole lot of people are going to sign up for that. Why? Because you're selling them on what drives them to action, which is ease, less effort. You sell people on how they're going to be more admired, how they can save time, how they can save money. These are all things that drive people to action. So if I'm selling, for example, basketball training, let's say I'm a trainer and I want to sell a room full of basketball players on hiring me as their personal basketball trainer. Let me tell you what I'm not going to do. I am not going to tell those players how many hours of training that they're going to get, even though they do get a certain number of hours of training. What I'm going to sell them on is that you're going to be the best basketball player at basketball tryouts this upcoming season. Or you're going to beat your brother one-on-one in the backyard games or in the games in the driveway. Or you're going to be the best player in your neighborhood instead of being the player that doesn't get picked anymore. You're going to be the best player in there. I'm selling them on the thing that they actually want. What they actually want is not 100 hours of personal training, even though they're going to get that. What they actually want is to make the basketball team or get a college basketball scholarship or make it to the NBA or whatever it is that they actually want. So in the process of getting this, understand, in order for you to get from where you are right now, basketball player, to getting drafted into the NBA, the number 1 pick, we're going to need to do 100 hours of basketball training. All right, that's how we're going to get there. How are we going to get from here to where you want to get the thing that you actually want, that bridge? We call that bridge hard work. All right, the bridge between where you are today and the success you want to be at tomorrow is called hard work. But I don't sell you the bridge. All right, I just sell you the destination. Everybody follow me. Remember that nobody signs up for hard work, ladies and gentlemen. But you must do hard work in order to become successful. Again, all of us understand that. You have to work hard to be successful in life, but nobody signs up for a whole lot of hard work. We just sign up for the success. And then in the process of going after that success, we do hard work. Let's say I had 2 sales pitches. Let's do this a different way. All right, here's sales pitch number 1. I want you to tell me which pitch would you sign up for. Sales pitch number 1, here it is. You're gonna spend 6 to 12 months writing a manuscript. 6 to 12 months writing a manuscript. Then you're going to edit that manuscript. Then you're going to edit it again. Then edit one more time. Then you're going to send that manuscript, that heavily edited manuscript, around to, it's polished now because you edited it and you fixed it up. You're gonna send it around to every literary agent that you can find, hoping that one of them is interested. If none of them is interested, go back to the drawing board for another round of edits. Maybe you might have to rewrite the whole thing if necessary. Or maybe you need to scrap the whole project and write a whole new manuscript because the last manuscript just didn't work. Then you're gonna go around and do the whole editing thing all over again. And then you're gonna go through that whole process of sending your manuscript out to literary agents. We're on probably year 2 or 3 at this point of you trying to get yourself a publishing situation. Now you sent that out to as many agents as you can send it out to. Then let's just say you get a publishing deal. If you do, get ready for a whole other round of edits. They're gonna make you edit again. Then, as that editing is going on, you've already signed over all your publishing rights, which means most of the revenue from the sales of that book are not going to your pocket, they're going to someone else's pocket. Then you gotta wait a year or so for the company to actually put your book out. All right, that's gonna happen. About a year later, your book's gonna come out, even though you did all that writing years ago. It's gonna take a year for the book to come out. And oh yeah, one more thing. You are responsible for 100% of the marketing to actually get the book sold. If anybody buys that book, it's gonna be because you marketed it. Yes, I understand you're signed to a publishing company, but they're a publishing company, and not a marketing company, and not a sales company. All they're gonna do is release the book. If anybody buys it or even knows that it exists, it's gonna be because you did the legwork. Even though most of the money from every sale of that book doesn't even go in your pocket, you gotta do all the work to get it sold because it is your book after all that you worked on for now, what we going on 4 years. That's the deal. All right, everybody got all that? That's sales pitch number 1. Now keep that in mind now while I tell you about sales pitch number 2. You're gonna be choosing between these two. Here's sales pitch number 2. Who in this room would like to be a published author with your book on the shelves at Barnes & Noble? That's sales pitch number 2. That's the whole thing. All right, which pitch you signing up for? Pitch number 1, all that writing, all that time, all that editing, all that hoping that somebody gives a damn about your book, all that signing over your rights and maybe getting a few dollars if you're lucky on every sale of your book, and you having to do 100% of the marketing. You signing up for that sales pitch, or you signing up for the second pitch, which is, do you want to be a published author who has your book on the shelves of Barnes & Noble? You can take a picture of yourself standing next to the book and post it on your Facebook page. Which one are you signing up for? Pitch number 1 or pitch number 2? Now be clear, both of these pitches are producing the exact same result. What I told you in pitch number 1 will produce the exact same result as what I told you in pitch number 2. But which one would you use if you're trying to sell something, and which one would you sign up for if you're trying to buy something? I'll let you marinate on that as we move on to point number 2. Today's topic, once again, is do the hard work, but sell the results. Point number 2. Understand that you must sell people what they want, but you give them what they need. All right, this is the essence of sales right here. This is the essence of marketing and sales right here. Sell them what they want, give them what they need. Let me be clear about this. What I'm explaining to you is not a bait and switch tactic. All right, bait and switch is when you sell people to come in and they're going to get one thing, and then you get them a completely different thing. No, this is not a bait and switch. All right, you're giving them the exact same thing. All right, you see the example that I gave you from point number 1. Both pitch number 1 and pitch number 2 give people the exact same result. But what I'm selling you is what you want, which is what? You want to be a published author by a major publisher and have your book on bookshelves at Barnes & Noble. That's the end game result that you actually want. That's the only thing that people want when they sit down and write books. But what I'm going to give you is what you need. And what you need is you got to do all that goddamn work that goes into getting that book published. And everything that I laid out for you, that is part of the work. Any of you who ever wants to publish a book with a major publisher, you got to go through all that. Do all that writing. Maybe they happen in different order. It can happen in a different order, but all that stuff is going to happen. And the timeline could be a little bit shorter or a little bit longer depending on who you are, how famous you are, how much money is invested. But all of those things do occur. All right, just in case you thought I was making that up out of the blue, I was not. Both of them give you the exact same result. Question is, which one would you sign up for? This is what every salesperson needs to understand, and every good salesperson feels this in their bones. They understand this without having to explain it. When you see people selling courses online and all they show you is the end product and all the positive results and the testimonials, right? None of them tell you anything about the hard work that goes in between you right now who's thinking about signing up for the course and all the success stories at the end. Let's just assume that all the success stories are actually telling the truth. Who knows if they are? Let's just assume that every testimony you see on somebody's sales page when they're selling you a course is actually true and these people did actually get results. The person that they work that goes in between, let me say that one more time. The bridge in between those testimonial individuals and you who's thinking about buying, the sales prospect, okay? The bridge in between the two is a whole lot of damn hard work. All right, but they're not gonna sell you on the hard work. And even if they tell you about the hard work, they're gonna make it seem easy, right? They're gonna make it seem fun. You're gonna make it seem very enjoyable. And this is all part of the sales game, ladies and gentlemen. This is not manipulative. This is not a bad thing. Nobody is lying to you or scamming you or anything like this. This is all part of the game. So any of you who's listening to this right now and you're like, man, that sounds kind of I don't know, it sounds kind of immoral, or it sounds like people are kind of tricking people, or you're fooling people, or this or that. Listen, you call it whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm gonna call it what it is, which is playing the game. And I want you to understand something. Maybe you don't notice it and you don't see it right now because it's hard to see yourself in the mirror, but you do this all the time. Even if you are not a salesperson, even if you're not create and sell products, when you are trying to persuade another person to do something or to think something or to believe something, you are going to give them the idea or the result of the thing that they want. You may not tell them everything that they need, or maybe you'll tell them, but only after you are sure that they have bought in to the thing that they want. When you're clear that they know that they want that thing, then you say, all right, well, look, let me tell you everything that goes into it. All right, now that you're sold on that, now let me tell you everything that's going to go into it between where we are today and where you want to be to tomorrow. All right, this is the way that it works, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be mad at this. Don't feel sad about it. Don't be angry at anybody about it. This is the game. Today, you are learning how to play the game. Actually, every day on this show, you're learning how to play the game. That's why the title of the show is the title of the show. Point number 3. Today's topic is do the hard work, but make sure you sell the results. Point number 3. Now that you know what I'm telling you, you should never fall victim to what I just explained. All right, you shouldn't fall victim to the sales pitch knowing or believing that it's going to be easy, that it's going to be simple, that it's just a yellow brick road, everything's going to work out perfectly. Even though people will continue to try to sell you on the end result without explaining to you how much of that bridge you're going to have to cross. Maybe the bridge doesn't even exist, you got to build it. What I mean is this: don't expect results without effort. All right, people are going to sell you results without telling you all the details of the effort, but you should be smart enough, and now you 100% are, I know for sure you're 100% smart enough to understand that any results you get must come as a result of effort. All right, don't fall victim to the sales pitch that says you're just going to get this result and you're not going to have to do any work. And then when you realize that there's work to be done, you're like, damn, nobody told me about the work. Well, Dre told you about the work today. So next time you see a sales pitch, ask yourself, okay, what is the bridge between here and there? And whoever is selling, if you ask them, they'll tell you what the bridge is. All right, maybe you might have to pull them aside and talk to them one-on-one, but they'll tell you. Because they know just as well as you do, there is a bridge there. But a good salesperson understands that a lot of people are going to sign up and buy or register or whatever it is that they're asking that person to do. They're going to do that because they're just looking at the bright, shiny object out in front. Now, some of those people who sign up for the bright, shiny object, they will realize, once they realize that there's work to be done, they'll do the work and they'll get the result. Some people will do some of the work and get half of the result. And some people, when they realize that there's work, they're going to do none of the work and get none of the result. This is just the way that it works in life. This is the way that all of life works, ladies and gentlemen. But if that salesperson was to come out and say, here's all the hard work, and then we get to the result, they wouldn't make 10% of the sales that they made if they just talk about the result up front. Again, this is all part of the game. Any of you who is a salesperson, hopefully you are paying attention to what I'm saying here today, because you should check all your sales offers and make sure you're doing this. The gap between where you are now and the result that is being sold to you is known as hard work. All right, hard work is just part of the game. Anybody who's listening to this who has my book, Mirror of Motivation, let me read you one of the headlines that we have right now on that page as of this recording. Quote, how to take your confidence to a level that few ever experienced within 1 week so you can avoid beating yourself up or dragging yourself through a life that you hate. That is the headline. What am I giving you there? I'm telling you the result. I'm not telling you that you have to read a 156-page book, but you will, because that's what I'm going to offer. That's what I'm offering you. That's what I'm selling you. I'm selling you a free book. All right, 156-page book that you're going to have to read. You're going to have to understand it. You're going to have to apply the things that I'm saying. But all I'm giving you here in this headline, I'm giving you the result. Take your confidence to a level that few people ever experience. That sounds like good. That sounds good. That's something that I want. Within 1 week. All right, it's only going to take you a week to do this. And why are you doing this? So you can avoid beating yourself up. So you're the type of person who beats yourself up because you feel like you're not who or where or what you're supposed to be. We're going to get rid of that. Or do you feel like you're dragging yourself through a life that you hate? You ever felt like that? Are we going to get rid of that too? All right, so I'm solving all your problems. I'm giving you the result that you want. All you got to do to get it is claim your free copy of this book. That's the way that it works. All I'm doing is selling you. That is sales. When you sell the result. As in some people say, classic sales line, sell the sizzle. not the steak. Knowing this, again, give people the result when you're selling, because hard work does not sell. It's like giving medicine to a dog. Anybody here got a dog? You ever try to give your dog medicine? If you hold out the medicine pill to the dog's gonna smell it, take a look at it, and they're gonna say, it doesn't smell like anything that I like, and the dog's gonna walk away. They're not gonna take it. And they thought you were getting food when you went into the kitchen. But if you wrap that medicine up in something that the dog wants, like some peanut butter or some deli meat or whatever kind of treats your dog's like, they're gonna eat it without even knowing that they ate it. All right, and let me tell you something. Human beings, we are just as dumb as the dog is. All right, we can be tricked just as easily as a dog can be tricked. All you had to do is wrap up what people need, i.e. hard work, inside of a shiny enough representation of what they want, also known as a result, and they will eat it up. This is the game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm giving it to you every single day for the 1,600 days in a row. We got another 1,600 to go, plus some. Let's recap today's class, which is do the hard work, but sell the results. This concept dawned on me. I was listening to some rap music. I hear the rappers all talking about the results of what they've done, but none of them was really talking about the hard work, not that much. At least there was for every one mention of hard work, there were 20 mentions of results. And I wondered to myself, why isn't anybody talking about the hard work? I mean, all these guys had to work hard to be successful. And I realized that nobody wants to hear about the hard work. All right, people don't care about hard work. People just care about results. And this is a paradoxical approach to how we handle ourselves versus what works best to serve others. So let's get into it. Number one, everyone signs up for success, but nobody signs up for hard work. You know as well as I do that hard work is part of the formula of success, but human beings are driven to action not by being told how hard they have to work. All right, they're driven to action by being told what they're going to get in the end. So that's what you need to focus on. Number two, you have to sell people what they want, but give them what they need. Let me be clear, that does not mean bait and switch. It means you're going to get people the result either way, but you sell people on what they want because that's what's going to move them to action. If you want to move people to action, you got to entice them with the things that they want, not with the things that they need. All right, there's a lot of things that people need, they don't want to hear about it. All right, they don't want to hear about the things that they want. So when people are selling a course online and they got all the testimonials of people who got positive results, they're not lying. Those people did get positive results, but they're not telling you about all the hard work that went in between it. And here's the thing, when people reach success, they tend to romanticize that hard work and it doesn't feel as hard once you reach the success. The hard work is only hard when you're in the midst of doing the hard work, but once you achieve the outcome, you don't feel so bad about all that hard work anymore. Think about it in your own life. And number three, now you know what I'm telling you. You shouldn't fall victim to thinking that you're just going to get a result without putting any hard work in. Even though people are going to continue to sell you on results, you should be discerning enough. And I did a whole masterclass on discernment. Let me tell you what number that was. Masterclass number 1431, discernment, your skill, perception, and judgment. You should be discerning enough to understand that even when people are selling you on a result, there is some work that's going to go in between that. Even though they may not put it out on Front Street, it does exist. All right, so you don't be the fool who gets caught thinking that you were just going to get a result without putting any work in. Sell people the results that they want because hard work doesn't sell, but you are still giving them what they need to get that result, which is hard work. Nobody just gets a result without doing any work. We know that doesn't happen in life. Again, just think about giving medicine to a dog. Human beings, we are just as stupid and just as dumb as a dog. All you got to do is wrap it up in a treat and people will eat it. Work on your game. Dre all day.